Yeah, okay. So now we will start talking about the human rights that are from the United Nations, so it's official. And I just want to mention that we chose the most human rights that are stolen from Gaza right now. I mean, the condition is in Gaza right now is very complicated, so we can say that no human rights are being yani in act right now in Gaza. First, we're gonna continue with Arabic, and I'm gonna teach you how to say human rights in Arabic. It's حقوق الإنسان.
حقوق الإنسان.
Yeah, so here, this is a photo of the 30 basic human rights from the United Nations. And as I said, we're gonna talk about the most important ones. This human right is Article 1 from human rights. It's free and equal, which means in Arabic, al-hurriya means free, wa means and, al-musawa means equal. So al-hurriya wa al-musawa. I'm gonna talk about it like from what I think, from what I see in my homeland. People in Gaza just want to live, as we said, freely, and they just want to like act like anybody else, act like every human. They want to be treated like other humans. People in Gaza have many talents and have many things that they are passionate for. However, they're not free to get chances to chase this passion. They're not being treated equally, I think. So we see here all human beings are born free and equal and should be treated the same way. However, for some reason and for many reasons, Gazans are not living their life that they dreamed about. The second right that we're gonna talk about is Article 3. It's very related to the first one. It's the right to life. So when we talk about life, we're not just talking about breathing or eating or drinking. We're not only talking about that. Life means having your family beside you. Life means being able to see your friends every day. Life means being able to do the things you want. Life basically means that you're not wasting your day looking for water or looking for very small amount of food to continue your day. This is not life. However, Gazans right now are living this life and they are forced to live this life. It's not their choice. Yeah, this is the right of life that Gazans really, really want. I mean, it's been ongoing for 2 years and everyone got affected from it, even us when we were like outside of Gaza. As I said, life means having your family and friends around you. However, we experienced, and Ms. Fuzan and Fadi and Jenan still are experiencing being away from their families. And we have, of course, lost some friends and some people that we love, and we lost schools and we lost everything that we own, that we once owned. So I don't think that anybody thinks that this is life. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, back again. I'm gonna talk about the freedom of movement. The freedom of movement in Arabic, it means حق التنقل. So I'm gonna give you a small thing about how important is the freedom of movement. So as you know, we left Gaza to present the people and the students of Gaza Strip in Japan with the goal of sharing our voices to the world. In Japan, I realized the importance of freedom of movement, something many take for granted, but in Gaza we don't have this right actually. When our trip ended and it was the time to return, war broke out there, and the crossings were closed, and we couldn't get back. So this experience made me realize more than ever that freedom of movement, that it's not just a fundamental right, but it's foundation for living with dignity. In Gaza, people are denied this right every day, every second, and they cannot move freely or even return home, like what happened with us. If we had this right, our lives would be completely different. And even what hurts more is that this right is written in the international laws, that it's a part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations. It says something like, everyone has a right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country, which is not like completely true in Gaza. These words stay on paper. They don't happen in real life. And the international communities, especially the United Nations, they need to take real actions to protect the right and to make sure that it's respected for everyone, especially in Gaza. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Now we will talk about Article 25. It's right to adequate standard of living. It means in Arabic, الحق في الحياة الكريمة. Connecting this right with what's happening in Gaza, maybe I think we lost this right since we were born in Gaza, not only in the war. Because for me, I lived through 5 wars in Gaza when I was just 14 years old, and the people of Gaza were suffering from siege for nearly 17 years. But what distinguished them was that they loved life and tried to make hope out of their suffering to achieve the life that they wanted. But in the war, the situation got worse. No healthy food, no health care, and no any kind of services. For me, I'm sorry to say that, and I feel sad when I say it, but this is a real example of what's happening in Gaza and of what's happening with our families in Gaza. One day, I was talking with my mother and I asked her about my brothers, especially my younger brother, because I had not spoken with him for a while. I think he was 8 or 8.5 years at that time. But at that time also the crossing were closed and no kind of healthy food or health care was entering Gaza. So she told me that he had a second stage hepatitis disease and that the doctors told my mother that there were no medicines that had entered Gaza and that he needed healthy food. So then when she tried to look at healthy food, to look for healthy food, she didn't find in the market anything. Son in front of her feel pain and she's unable to do anything. And also for me, it was hard. It was not easy to ask, like I was talking with him and I just wanted to let him laugh. So I said to him that, what do you want from me when I come back to Gaza? What do you want me to bring for you? So he just said that I just want sweet or he didn't say that I want games, like children like games and things like that. He just said that I want sweets and food and like things like that.
And the clean water.
And the clean water, exactly. This is really very bad situation, and there's a lot of stories like me in Gaza, and maybe more worse than that. Alhamdulillah, now my brother is okay, is fine, but I have not forgotten this situation and my feeling in that situation, my mom's feeling, and also because the crossing was closed, I also lost my grandfather that he was teaching in UNRWA schools. He was a teacher. He has been teaching since 40 years. And then I lost him. He had a cancer and he couldn't get out of Gaza to take his medicine. So we lost him. He died in the war and for me, like, this was the biggest lose in the war. I mean, it's not easy, but we are trying, and I hope to find this rights in Gaza one day, because as you see in the slides, everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing, and medical care and necessary social services. So this is our experience, and there's, as I said, a lot of experiences like this. In this photo, we see three Palestinian children standing in the middle of destruction. Their faces are covered with dust, but they are still smiling. One of them is holding a Palestinian flag. The picture tells us a powerful story. These children have lost their homes and maybe even their loved ones, but they are still trying to be strong. They should be playing, learning, and living peace like any child in this world. But instead, they are growing up in war, fear, and pain. Their right to live a safe is being taken away. This photo reminds us that every child deserves to live in peace with healthy food, shelter, healthcare, and education. No child should suffer because of the war. This is a very emotional photo. Actually, I thought a lot when I saw it. The boy in the picture lost his hand because of the war, but he didn't lose his hope. He is playing the violin even with only one hand. He lives in a tent, maybe far from a normal life, but he still chooses music over sadness. His eyes show pain, but also strength. He is like telling the world, I am still here. I still dream. I still create beauty. This photo is not just about war, it's about the power of children to rise again, even after losing so much and so much. Every child like him deserves to live in peace, play play music and follow their dreams, not suffer just from the war. So now it's Article 26, Right to Education. It's in Arabic, التعليم. For me, I think education is not just a right, it is hope, healing, and a path to peace. And as I said in Japan, that education is our oxygen. Because I said this sentence because we are under siege, okay, and we consider that education is our only hope to achieve whatever we want. The first thing that my brother did when the war stopped is that he looked for any group, for any link, for any of his teachers to complete his studies. But now, instead of studying, children of Gaza, they are seeking life and water and food. It's really hard feeling to be distinguished student than to find yourself trying to find any food for your family and for yourself. They really deserve books, not bombs. Finally, I just want to say that hope the world stands with Gazans children and protect their right to learn in safety and dignity. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening to me.
So I've got a question. So what makes you feel safe where you are right now?
Sorry?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
What makes you feel safe where you are right now? Like,
Safe. What?
Because we are out of
Yeah,
Gaza. Gaza is the most danger,
basically because
it's the most danger
there's
land
no
in this planet.
bombing.
Actually, yani, you can say we are safe because we're out of the most danger land on this planet, which is Gaza, because of the bombing and everything, the army there. But yani, we're not totally safe because we feel of our families. Our families are not safe, so we're the same. We feel their feelings. So I don't think so that we are completely safe. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I feel a bit safe because يعني my family is around me, alhamdulillah. And at least I'm living in a country that everyone knows it's a country and everyone agrees that it's a country and recognizes it as a country. But I still miss the life in Gaza, even though it was not that perfect, but it was simple and it was so good for me. I mean, right now, I have some things that I want to do, And I used to do in Gaza, but I can't do now, such as basketball. I used to play basketball in Gaza, but this thing is not common here. So, but at least, yani, I feel safe. I don't think that I will get bombed any time or any second.
And actually, guys, seeing you make us feel safe because when we see someone like he need to listen from us and to hear our suffering, make us like feel safe and to feel that the future of Gaza will be okay, inshallah.
It makes us think or believe that we're being heard and our voices are being delivered.
Exactly.
And if we could organize, obviously, social media, like you said, on Instagram, on Facebook, it would really help. But I have to say, because I know that you guys must have lost a lot of hope over the years, but I still believe there's hope in young people making a change through social media. It's changed laws in America, it's changed laws. A video on Netflix can change laws in my country, in England. The fact that we can do this conversation represents the fact that we can make this a change made by young people watching you. And as I said, I'm going to show it to I've just been mailed by other teachers saying to record this and show our students. So I just wanted to say that because of social media, Instagram, whatever, I'm so glad you're still able to use that in Gaza at the moment, but it is a great tool for change and we'll see what we can do. Okay?
And I feel that
Okay.
your
Yeah,
voice
thank you
is
so
really strong. So please keep your voice, please keep talking.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We will. And we want you guys to keep talking about Gaza and not give up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really surprising. You know, Kato Sensei and we've been working with these kids and connecting. And, you know, your voice reaches places that would be surprising. And even recently, we've been hearing from people, you know, what can we do for Jenan and Lama and Fadi? Recently,
Yeah.
honestly. And when we get to feel sad, something like that happens. And you know, it gives us more momentum. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all for
Bye.
coming and for talking to us. Hope to meet you
Yeah.
soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.